Defy life. It's more than just watching football. All my sports teams off-season go through withdrawals, 30 minutes to tip off. Like Rakim was saying, weak ideas give me ear problems. Sound like thunder and rain. I'm excited that you came on this journey with 3 of my friends. Defy life till we die and grow wings. Just a different perspective. Haters in every direction. Refuse to live my life based off your projections. Their expectations are lazy. My expectations are crazy. My lady defies me. Koozie, Brown, Brady, Jordan, LeBron, Aaron, Bonds, Mayweather, Ali Foreman. You get the picture, greatest ever born. I attack without warning. This is not around the horn. The other shows whack, a lot of yawning. You really want to be the best, got to pay the price. We make winning look easy. Welcome to Defy Life. Defy Life.
Welcome to the Defy Life podcast, brought to you by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. You can listen to the Defy Life podcast at godefylife.com, Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Blueberry, and Alexa devices. You can find us on all social media platforms at Go Defy Life. Also, please check us out on Patreon and become a patron of Defy Life. This is episode 67 of the Defy Life podcast. I am your host, J.R. Glymph. Joined as always by my wonderful co-hosts, Keyonne Small, Thomas Stevens, Alvin Glymph. How's it going today, Keyonne?
Yeah, I'm holding out for more money.
Aren't we all? No doubt. Thomas Stevens, how you doing today, sir?
Doing very well, sir. How are you?
I'm good. And for those of you who may be in shock right now or may not know what's going on, Thomas Stevens is here at the beginning of the show. So, there's that. Alvin Glymph, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. Watching the 5 heartbeats.
Oh, wow.
No doubt.
I see this scene with Eddie Kane. And just wondering, if they had Bud Bottle, back in the 50s with the 5 heartbeats and stuff like that. But it's just nice to have Eddie Kane at the start of the show. Like that's special, man.
I hear you. I hear you.
How does it feel to be me? That's what I'm talking about. Well, cool, man. Well, how was everybody's weekend? Keyonne, what you get into this weekend?
Man, I hurt my damn back, so I couldn't do nothing.
What was you doing? Like opening some ketchup or something?
I watched Eddie Murphy Delirious, and I got real fucked up, and I slept on the couch, and woke up, and I couldn't move the whole rest of the weekend. I finally was better today, so 3 days was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 3 days I was out. Crazy.
Yeah. So in other words, you're getting old.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't even do nothing. I don't even have a cool reason. Like I picked up a brick of, bricks and, I was just, it's crazy.
Well,
trust me, those are coming.
Yeah, man. Jeez. All right.
If you're hurting your back sleeping on the couch, more stories are coming.
God damn, man.
Oh, man. Thomas Stevens, how was your weekend, man?
Man, it went well. I visited the people back home in the big city of Newberry, and visit my grandmother, man. Put some flowers on my father's grave. So it was a bittersweet weekend.
No doubt. Okay. Alvin Glymph, how about you? How was your weekend, sir?
Man, my weekend was dope, man. Was in Savannah for family reunion and, had over 70, 75 family members from everywhere from LA to New York to North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Detroit, Ohio. So just real good to see family. The talent show was dope. I just, stay tuned, because I got some fire in my family. So I don't want to, be dropping people's stories. So, because it ain't my business, but we got
your business.
Yeah, it is, but it ain't. So I don't want to just doing that like that because I don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
But I got some fire in my family. Let me just leave it at that.
No doubt. I concur. Yeah, we definitely had a good time. In the words of, I'll preface this by saying, Pooh called. We was on a tour at the reunion, and Pooh called. See, we made it there, all right. And he was checking in and told me, tell Al. I said, what up? I told Al, so in Al's words, verbatim, fuck Pooh. Tell him just come next time.
I laughed about that. Yeah, you told me about that. But I figured Al would say something like that.
Yeah.
I figured that. Yeah, it's not a surprise. Yeah.
So and 2 years from now it'll be in the big city of Newberry. So
city of Newberry.
Yeah.
Even easier to come on through.
Yeah, if we can have a larger Defy Life representation, y'all welcome.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So all around good weekend. Like Al said, I'm still recovering, so it was good though. Trying to get back in the swing of things. Thank you, Pooh, for holding it down, putting in work over the weekend.
My pleasure.
No doubt. Well, per usual, we will jump into some news tidbits before we jump into the meat of the show. So first, Keyonne, it's funny you texted that we got to talk about this because this was actually one of the first things I written down on my notes to make sure we talk about, right? In Florida, of course, don't know what crazy shit happened in Florida. The stand your ground law has risen its ugly head again. There was an incident where a guy and his son go into a gas station. His girlfriend was driving and she parked in a handicap parking spot. Like a lot of people do, 'cause you know you're coming right back out. And so she parked there. Dude walks up to the car and starts confronting her, yelling at her, screaming in her face about, parking in a handicap parking spot. And the boyfriend comes out and confronts the guy that's yelling at her, pushes him to the ground. The guy pulls out a gun and shoots him, claiming he was afraid for his life. And he was not charged. Hasn't been charged, hasn't been arrested. They've to the state attorney's office to see if they agree with the ruling, and if they do, he'll walk off scot-free. Keyonne, you mentioned this first. What are your thoughts on this?
It's two parts. One about stand your ground law. The other part is about, I guess, mutual respect. Y'all might disagree with one take I got on it. The gentleman, Michael Drecker, 47. He's the shooter, and Marquise McLaughlin is the guy that was shot. From the self-respect standpoint, I think Marquise was wrong. How he handled the situation. He's dead now. He didn't deserve to die. But when you put your hands on somebody, you have to be ready to take whatever comes next. You gotta, as a grown man in the South especially, even in the North, they got knives and butchering. They're doing crazy stuff up there too. When you put your hands on somebody, you gotta be ready for whatever happens after that. Kill or die. You know what I'm saying? As a grown man, not as a teenager or a kid. And he wasn't ready for it. He pushed the guy, and the guy responded back with gunfire. Was it right? No. I think I would have handled it way differently, but that's the way it went down. Now, as far as the stand your ground law, I think that's a terrible law, and I wish the NCAA and the NBA would care as much about Trayvon Martin's and Marquise McLaughlin's as they care about men wanting to use ladies' bathrooms, because they've shown that on social issues they get involved when they want. You know what I'm saying? So I wish they would use their power in other ways as well. Because once you step into that realm of caring about social issues, when you gonna pick and choose now, So I wish they would. That's the only way that's gonna get this stuff changed. Because since Trayvon Martin was murdered many years ago, to me that was open and shut. This is not. Since Trayvon Martin was murdered a few years ago, the stand your ground law has been muchly debated, but nothing's happened. And until, like I said, one of these large groups put some pressure on them by affecting dollars, I don't see any changes that's going to happen. But that's pretty much my take on it. It's a double take. It should have been handled differently. It wasn't. He paid for it with his life. It's not right, but that's kind of how it is in the South.
Gotcha. Yeah, and it's funny with the stand your ground law. The one thing that has been done about it was actually kind of backwards. Like up until 2 years ago, it was basically on the defendant to prove that he was afraid for, or him or her were afraid for their life, right?
Yep.
And they responded with with deadly force. Now that was kind of taken back to say that it's on the state attorney's office to prove that they didn't have to use deadly force, which is huge because usually if you're accusing someone of something and you're saying that this person put me in fear of my life, it's on you to provide evidence, and to actually reverse that is kind of huge. That's the only thing that's been done about the law itself in recent history. I don't know. Al, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, first, when I heard that last point that you just made, when I heard that recently on a news channel, that shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
That the only thing that has been done with that law since Trayvon Martin was that they made it easier. Mm-hmm. So that was like, wow, right? Yeah. That's one thing. Second thing is, when I initially heard about the incident, the first thing that came to my mind was the conversation we had last week about people baiting African Americans, trying to manipulate the law enforcement to see if a situation could go wrong, and chances are, if it does go wrong, it's going to go wrong for this African American person that I'm pulling into this situation with the police. So when I was like, damn, was this one of these incidents that just went real, real wrong? Right. So I thought about that too when I heard about it. I think all in all, I am just at a place where this is just a bad law. And the idea that someone could respond to being pushed on the ground with killing somebody and they not be held accountable in our legal system, that's a bad law to me. And I think as a society, it's bigger than like this incident, any incident. Like when you have bad laws tend to affect everybody. And this is a bad law. And I just don't understand if you play this out, how it could negatively impact our society, while we as a community, as a country, are not saying, yo, we all can agree on that shit right there needs to change. And what's really disturbing is to learn that there are like 20 states in our country that have a stand your ground law. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I understand the rationale behind, as Americans, we believe you should be able to stand your ground. I get that. But when that law allows a person in this situation to get off unpunished, something's wrong with the law. It needs to be changed, and it needs to be tweaked. It's just, yeah, yeah, that's just where I'm at. It's just a bad law.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, Thomas Stevens, what do you think about it?
I definitely think the law should be revisited, as well. I mean, I'm not totally opposed to, I guess, being able to defend yourself, but I guess, like, I mean, how far will we let it go? Like, would it become the Wild Wild West again? Everyone toting, and you drop a cigarette on my boots and I'm gonna gun you down. I mean, it's just I see some different parts of it, but I guess you can definitely to see what I saw with the guy. To me, I definitely think, to go back to what Al was saying, to piggyback on that, to me it seemed like it was like he provoked it, because he didn't say anything to the gentleman walking by. He approached the car, the gentleman's lady friend. So I get, instantly a man's, testosterone is going to kick in. It's like, you talking to my lady? So I definitely, like I said, I definitely see I definitely think he was provoked. But I guess that's not the question. But like I said, it should be revisited, man, because like it's gotten ridiculous. It really has.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially when it's like a blanket law, right? And like it doesn't really allow for a case by case basis, unless those roles are reversed. Because what it brings me to is the lady in Florida who was being attacked by her boyfriend and got her gun and shot a warning shot in the air. And she was, she rightfully so claimed stand your ground, and it was thrown out and she was convicted. It's been 10 years in jail. And the only difference in that is she was a black woman. So when it is a blanket law thrown, and we've seen case after case after case where white men are getting off for shooting black men, and the one incident that was actually, the one case that was actually used with stand your ground and it wasn't upheld was that case. It has to make you wonder. Well, not even have to make you wonder, but it definitely makes you focus on the fact that these laws are not made for us.
And I definitely, the part that I wanted to say, it's not a problem, and they're not going to see a problem until it's in their backyard. We always say that, but until until the chickens come home to roost, then at that point, that they definitely will see a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I say about a lot of this is, a lot of these laws will never be even bothered to be looked at until like waves and waves of black folks go register for their gun license. Then they'll revisit a lot of these weapons and carrying laws. But it's a shame somebody lost their life in the situation as usual. But again, it's the law, and which also goes back to, if we don't like the laws, we got to get out and vote and get the people out that's making these laws. So, yeah. On the flip side of things, right? So it's funny. I was like, we got to talk about something else. So on the flip side of things, it always makes it harder to bring up, inequality and injustice, especially amongst racial lines. When some idiot decides to claim something racial and start a pity party, and you find out this motherfucker's lying, right? So there's a waiter in Texas who, a couple weeks ago, shared a picture of a receipt on social media, and for the tip it says 0, and under the tip it says, "We don't tip terrorists."
Yeah, I saw that.
Saw that, right? And the dude is Muslim. The waiter, he's Muslim. Of course, the customer was a white guy. So when it came out, the restaurant immediately, of course, took action and said, this customer, of course, they had the receipt. They knew who the customer was. They banned him from the restaurant, right? Made it public and everything. Then upon further investigation, they found out the waiter made the whole thing up, wrote the receipt up himself, and lied about the entire incident, right? So now, of course, the restaurant reaches back out to the customer and says, "Hey, we're sorry. You're no longer banned. You can come back and eat for free." Of course he's going to come back, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So, like, to me, like, this is what makes, like, the first thing we talked about. This is why a lot of times people can't take us seriously, because then this shit happens and they like, see, like, what's even the point of inventing this? Like, what did you get out of that?
That's the part that crosses my mind. Like, honestly, as I'm listening to the story, because I didn't have time to research it, so I'm just listening to the story, and that is the only thing that keeps coming into my head. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why? I'm just sitting here. no one's even looking at me. I'm in a room by myself, and I still have my palms up to the sky. Like, why? What the hell are you thinking? And I can't move past that point. I don't get it. I wish it was a friend of mine or family member so I could just text them every day. Why? Why? Nigga? Why? Can you help me understand why? So that's all I got. Why?
Yeah, and same to everybody. Like, anybody jump in and tell me why? That's what I've been asking myself since. I mean, because other than attention, but
yeah, that's it. That's what I was going to say. That's it. Attention whore.
But that's like one of those. Like, to me, that's like lying on your dick size, right? And through text. Eventually, she gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, they gonna know you're lying. I just don't get it. I don't know. Pooh, can you offer any insight? I don't understand. Other than the attention, I guess the immediate attention.
Yeah, pity.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely that. But y'all want to know why he did. I want to know how they find out that it wasn't genuine. That, like, how did they find out? Did he come clean?
Yeah. After they reached out to the customer, and the customer, of course, denied it, and he said,
Right.
"No, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about." And they looked into it and started investigating, putting pressure on the guy, and he came clean.
But basically, if you ever commit a crime, don't do it with this dude. He a crack under the pressure.
Right.
You just look at him and tell everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And if they take it deep enough, I mean, you can get handwriting forensics involved, all kind of stuff.
Well, yeah.
And it don't take much. The dude works for you. I'm sure
That's
you got
what they
plenty
told
of
him. They
examples.
ain't gonna do. No, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what, if they wanted to take it that far, they could have. And of course, I'm sure he knows that they could have. Like, that's one of them lies you just got to take to your grave. Like, you stick with that.
Yeah,
one.
like that point. Yeah, he did it. He did it. You know, like,
you gonna have to prove me wrong.
Right, dude. I'm never rolling over on myself. That's the one person you don't roll over on.
Yeah.
Hell nah.
I didn't do it.
Yeah. So safe to say, he probably never get another job in the service industry.
Doubt it.
Yeah. Because it went viral. Yeah, you can't just go to
exactly.
the next town and nobody know.
Exactly. So,
It was a good one though.
yeah.
It was a good one. It was a good one though.
Like, if that's your motivation, I guess, it's
Right.
a damn good one.
Right.
You know, like, I'm gonna just, like, create a racist dude. Like, why do we need more of them?
Hey, did he instantly like form a GoFundMe page or something?
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
He got some money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what? Okay, there it is.
But he said he's returned. He's after sharing his post, he received monetary donations, but they're being returned.
Yeah, he been made out to be a sham.
Yeah,
you know, so he had to give it back.
Yeah.
Probably not though.
Legal stuff behind that, maybe, right? Can you get in trouble for that? Getting money for false pretenses, maybe, or
only if it's not, like, if you've already spent the money and, like, GoFundMe has already distributed the money to you and you've spent it and you can't give it back. But I know GoFundMe has, like, walls around a lot of that where they hold the money for a certain amount of time, and then so they never even released the money to him.
Oh, okay, but it's like, I mean, they sent him money. He didn't say he had cancer or anything like that. He just said somebody called me a terrorist. That's no reason for him to have to give the money back, though, is it?
Yo, check this out. I got a story. I know I got this dude. He's still a friend of mine because he's a funny guy. But I don't know. One day I was bored and I Googled him. And I looked and I saw a GoFundMe. He was like, my sister is dying of cancer and she has these two daughters that are like leaving behind and blah blah. This fool raised like something like $30 something $100. Them are his damn kids. He ain't got no sister.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Grind.
Wow.
I've never said anything to him about it.
No word.
I don't even know how to bring this up. But if you were around him, he would have you laughing. He's crazy, but it's just like some people, man, just have no
Wow.
And he's from Nigeria, so he doesn't have a what you call it, a right or wrong kind of. He doesn't really care.
Wow. Well, y'all, if one of y'all ever pull something like that, please don't think I'm never gonna bring it up. Like that's a conversation we need to have.
I just don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
Nah, we had a cat that went to college with us, and Money and I went to Walmart, and they out in front of Walmart. We was like, what the boys doing? What's going on? Boy, they out there with a march of dimes, vase, collecting bread, and we see them later on in the night at the club with the money. I was like, yo, boy, y'all bugging. But that's why people be looking at us sideways, though. But everybody do it though. Other races do it as well. But
yeah, I shouldn't have said it Nigeria, but he is from Nigeria. But that's kind of common with them. They kind of, that's
necessary.
That's my Danny Ferry again. I don't mean that right now, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. You're right.
I feel like I'm getting back worse.
Yeah, all kind of people do it. Yeah, exactly. I guess it's like we talked about this on the prior show. Was the family from New York who faked their son's cancer to get monetary donations and a trip to Penn State or Rutgers, like practice. They made him a jersey. It was like a Make-A-Wish kind of thing. Like they laid out the red carpet for this kid, and he never knew. He never had a clue of that he thought he was sick because his parents made the whole thing up. Nuts.
The Michael Jackson thing. I think they did the same thing. One of the kids that accused him of rape. I think the first one. Mm-hmm. They had him. He was cancer and all this kind of stuff, and he didn't have anything. So
yeah.
People don't have a moral
compass.
That's the one. Yeah, they don't have it.
Yeah.
And then again,
but his parents put him up to that though.
Yeah. Exactly. So but then again, like I'm with you, Keyonne. Like even if nobody ever found out, I would just think this shit's gonna come back on me. Because it will. It absolutely will. So I don't know. That is nuts. But anyway, enough about crazy people in the real world. Let's talk about some crazy people in sports. Not necessarily crazy people. Well, two crazy people who listen to this show have submitted questions for us again to answer. Don't know why you guys listen to us, guys, but hey, thanks for listening and thanks for sending in the questions. So we will check out some fan questions. First, from Dre from Columbia, South Carolina. What up, homeboy?
Man, what up, Dre?
Really good question, actually. Pooh, starting with you. Who would be your starting five in an all-time, all-NBA DNA team? So players who would just bless naturally, who would starting five.
DNA team, starting five. Man, I know y'all gonna kick me for this, man, but I would probably say LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
No,
LeBron. Right. I would
That's
probably
ridiculous.
say Bron. I would probably say Bron. I would probably say Shaq.
Yep.
First two,
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Bron, Shaq. I would definitely say KD.
Okay.
I'm gonna go KD just because of the freakish, not size as in mass, but size as in height and skill.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it has nothing to do with anything, I'm taking Michael just because it's Michael. I know that's kind of, whatever though. I'm taking Mike. But let me see. So I have one more guy. Man, give me Sean Kemp, man. I put Sean Kemp at the 4.
All right.
So who's running your point? Bron?
Who running my point? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sean Kemp. All right. Keyonne, what about you? Who's your starting five all DNA team?
I gotta do Shaq, LeBron, I'm gonna throw in Vince Carter.
Thought about that. Yeah.
The jumping is crazy. Fuck, I'm gonna say fuck. This is tough.
Yeah.
And I know I had all day, but it's still tough. Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy.
Yeah, that's my point.
And now, damn, I slept on Derrick Rose. Go ahead though.
Brittle knees, but Muggsy Bogues. and say shooting guard. I don't like Michael. Michael wasn't that because he had to work. He had to work for his. You know what I mean?
He wasn't that.
Nah, he had to work for that. That's why.
He wasn't born like that.
Yeah, hell nah. Anybody got cut?
Saying.
Anybody got cut wasn't born.
Hey, get out of here. The kid has to have 42 his
I bet the
birth,
Shaq don't even know what getting cut mean. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because he was tall.
Anyway,
All the DNA.
It's what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying. You born, you wake up jumping. You know. Anyway,
nah,
and
true.
Shaq, Bron, Vince, Muggsy Bogues, which is probably I don't know, but and then my shooting guard probably gonna be fucking. Damn. This is I don't know. I'm gonna say fuck.
Michael ran a 4.340, man. You tripping?
Yeah, and he got cut, man. Hey, come back to me. Come back to me for my shooting guard. I
thought Vince. What Vince playing? What is Vince playing?
He could play the 4. I mean the 3. I mean
Vince Carter.
I meant the 3. I meant the 3. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right.
It's I run the Pistons spot. But the 2, 3, and 4 are like interchangeable.
Okay.
But let me. I take Rasheed Wallace. At
the 2.
Nah, he could play the 4. So I got Shaq. The only one you need is Shaq and Muggsy Bogues. The other 3 are interchangeable. You could just move them all around.
I'm crushing you.
Okay. All right. Al, what about you? Who's on your all DNA team?
See, so I had a whole crazy list because I wanted to make sure I picked people y'all didn't pick.
See, that's what I like.
So, at my point, I got Iverson.
Okay.
Then I got Westbrook running with him.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You already gonna be like 30% for the field.
Whatever, son.
Right.
You're going up and down and dunking in your mug, grabbing my nuts as I swing on the rim.
Shooting ain't nothing going.
Whatever, putting up points, and we're gonna have a lot of people looking at us, and because I got Dominique as my small forward.
Yeah.
So that's my small forward. So check that out. I got AI, Westbrook, and Dominique. So we running up and down the court, but every now and then we go on with the pick and roll, and we throwing alley oops. So at power forward, I got DeAndre Jordan.
Okay.
That's strange.
DeAndre Jordan
over Blake.
So you saying I thought about Blake, but
okay.
I got marketing concerns here.
Okay.
So I got DeAndre as my power forward, and then I'm international player. So I'm international like that. So I got the Greek Freak. Running my 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So no Bill Russell, no Wilt Chamberlain.
Hey,
I'm
Wilt
2-0
on that list though.
No, I thought about Will. Yeah, I consider
Wilt could have been on my list. We asked the question 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But
DeAndre Jordan. Okay, all right.
Hey, I'm 2-0, Jay.
I don't know, man. You my weak spot is Muggsy Bogues. I kind of pulled that one. That was I don't really know, but I'm killing you with the other 4.
Back and running Mike at the you killing me.
With the other 4.
Who'd you kill?
Bron shut Mike down.
I got Braun too.
Oh, damn.
He got shut Mike down defensively. Dude,
which Bron you got? You got pick a year. Which Bron you got? I'm serious. Which
24-year-old Braun?
You crazy? I got 2014 Braun, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, some interesting names, and some interesting names that could have been on there. I mean, you think about, we mentioned Wilt, David Thompson is another one, could have been on there. Um,
Oh, yeah.
mentioned Blake Griffin, and then we're just talking about DNA. So Pooh mentioned Derrick Rose, which is a good one because we're not talking about injuries.
Yeah.
But Sean Livingston before he was hurt.
Yeah.
Is another good one.
Yeah.
Ron Harper before he was hurt. Harold Miner.
Yeah.
Minor?
Yeah, Harold
Yeah.
Miner was J.R. Wright.
Oh. Yeah.
Kevin Garnett. Guys who was just like
And
athletic.
Antonio McDyess.
Antonio McDyess. Yeah.
Oh, he was a freak.
Yeah.
Spud Webb.
Kenny Scott Walker. Yeah, Spud Webb. Yeah. Stanley Roberts was another one who was just blessed naturally, just lazy as fuck. But,
Yeah.
he dominated like Shaq when Shaq first got to LSU. Stanley was nasty. He's just lazy and never got in shape. But yeah, I mean, a lot of them. Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can see. I just don't see none of the other names. I guess because we just talking about like being able to jump high, basically, right, and run fast.
Run fast, jump high. You tall, you can move, like anything, like just winning the DNA lottery. Like KD ain't really a leaper like that, but he's long and move like a point guard.
Yeah. I mean, when you see him on the court, you're just like, wow, that kid. He sticks out. Among all the athletes, you be like that.
Yeah.
That dude's a freak.
Oh,
I used to get the violent arguments several jobs ago. So I argue about sports at every place I ever worked. But I said Josh Smith was a better athlete than Kobe coming right out of high school. I think Kobe just had he defined his skills. Like he learned to defense and dribbling, and he learned how to shoot. Josh just was so athletic. He came in like with, I think it was 2 blocks a game, like right out of high school.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's not crazy to me.
Yeah, he was a freak.
I wish he was with
a
me.
freakish athlete.
Yeah,
Well, freakish athlete though. Sean Kemp though.
Yeah. You notice I say you crazy for that.
Yeah.
No,
Mr. Jordan, what I don't agree.
Man, get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know, because to me that goes against the whole like Jordan aura of how hard he worked and he made himself into the great basketball player he is.
Yeah, but he was a freakish athlete though.
I think through work. I mean,
So work gave him a 40-inch vert, and work him a 4.3 40.
Work can do that.
I mean, yeah, work can do that, but I mean, dude, you got to be blessed as well. You're not just, huh?
I don't think he's a better athlete than Vince Carter.
I think like among like if you're comparing him to us, Mike's a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
But I think
crazy.
I'm saying when you're comparing Michael to to Dominique and to Vince Carter, and like Mike wasn't like, I don't think Mike was like a supreme athlete. I ain't talking about basketball player.
Check it. I've heard this described before. I've never said this on the show, but I've heard someone else describe it. He talked about like Randy Moss, talk about Shaq, talk about Wilt Chamberlain. Basically, when you're so great, it fucks you up in a way because they have to like Wilt Chamberlain. I heard they had to like get him mad before the games. Like I heard the other center was talking about you. He say you ain't that good. And you had to hype him up because he's never been able to. He's always dominated every sport he's ever played. Yeah. Jordan, because he was a little bit, he wasn't that. He had to work there, and he look for shit to make him mad. You know what I'm saying? He had to work for it.
Nah, I don't get that at all. I don't get that at all. Other than his sophomore year, when
he got cut.
When he got cut from the varsity team, he was always the most athletic, the most freakiest guy on the team.
Yeah, but
at Carolina, in Chicago, in the East. I mean, dude, you can when he's on the court against the all stars and the elite of the elite, the kid sticks out like a sore thumb. Are you guys kidding me?
Yeah, but Pooh,
I'm talking about athletically though.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about athletically.
Exactly. So listen to what you're saying. Name anybody else on this list who you think didn't play varsity as a sophomore. Couldn't play varsity as a sophomore.
Like I say,
Like,
Shaq don't know what getting cut
and-
mean.
Yeah, like that's
What does that gotta do?
because it has a lot to do with it because DNA is what you didn't earn.
The dude,
Yeah.
DNA
The
is what you
dude-
just. I'm answering your question, man. DNA. The reason why it matters is because DNA is what you come out of the womb with. It ain't got nothing to do with how much you hate losing Monopoly to Buzz Peterson in the dorm room, or how much you know you hated the fact that Orlando Woolridge scored on you in practice and you punched Steve Kerr. And like those are all things that made Mike great. Like I don't think, and I ain't saying you crazy like you calling us, but I'm just don't agree because I think in high school those are the dudes who make every team they try out for.
You take
don't get
my
cut
words
if you're
up
the
from
best
my
athlete.
Taking my words up. I was about to say maybe you fall in this category. I don't know you in high school, but like I know guys in high school that fucking drink, smoke weed, never even look at it. Hey man, we need you to come play basketball. No, not basketball. Football skill. Come play football. Here's the perfect one. Track. Like kids ain't never think about no track and go make all state.
Yeah.
Never even thought about track. You know what I'm saying? Just like the freak athlete guy.
Yeah.
And it works against them because then they keep smoking and then they,
They Stanley Robertson essentially. But yeah, I mean,
I get too excited by this.
Yeah,
I
and
know
that's
guys
what
like
I'm saying.
that.
Like I ain't saying you crazy because Mike turned out to be a great athlete because he made himself a great athlete.
His work ethic.
But Mike grew 6 inches between the sophomore year in high school and his senior year in high school. So again, that's genes, that's DNA. But coming out of like what you were naturally born with and you didn't have to like work yourself into or wait for, I don't think Mike was blessed with what a lot of these guys were blessed with.
Jay, were you
to
that?
me,
Were you that guy in high school? I heard you was hitting home runs in baseball. You hated baseball and all that. Did you have to work at certain sports, or you just kind of just went and did it?
I mean, I was blessed as an athlete. I don't think I was like. I don't think there were guys that were a lot more athletic than I was who didn't work at it at all. Like I didn't necessarily like say I'm like craft my game, but I played a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I played for fun a lot, which made me good. But like I guess like on my own, like I don't think I was like a supreme athlete, but yeah, like baseball, I've always had really good hand-eye coordination, so baseball came easy to me. So I could like just say in the middle of a year, well, I ain't played baseball in 3 years. I think I'm gonna go play baseball in Pony League for the last 3 games. I went and paid $20. Went 4 for 5 in the last, in that first game and hit a home run the second game. So I didn't have like that kind of stuff. But like to like not do anything and just like there were guys that were a lot more athletic than me that would just show up and you could see how great of an athletes they were.
I think, and I see saying again, like, dude, I was watching a debate this morning, or was it yesterday, talking about Shaq, like that, like he only had like 3 years of dominance his whole career. It was Chris Carter. There was Chris Carter and the other his co-host. They was killing Shaq. Like, you were fat. They were just killing him, because he was talking bad about LeBron. But it was just like he was hurt his whole career, not hurt his whole career, but just out of shape his whole career, except for about 3 years. And it was that. I think he was dominant his whole life, so he just never really had to work hard.
Yeah,
and cats like Jordan, Kobe.
Even Fat Shaq was dominant for more than 3 years.
Yeah, for like half a season. I mean, he would come into camp.
Yeah,
and would be like February, he'd be hot, but like November through December, it was like he wasn't even playing.
Yeah. But I think that says more about. I don't think it's a knock on Michael. I don't put on what you think is a knock on Michael. It's a reason why nobody isn't. No, I mean, no, because it's a reason why nobody put Kobe on this list.
Sit down, Key.
Like it's a reason why nobody put Kobe on this list. We know how hard Kobe worked to, like we saw Kobe, and I think that's another benefit of getting to see Kobe when he first came into the league as a skinny rookie to what he made himself into. We didn't get to see that with Michael. So, Pooh, all you really got to see was Michael as a supreme athlete. You didn't get to see Michael. You just know he got cut. But to me, that says a lot. You get cut in high school. You weren't really born. Like, I can't imagine. Like I just said, like, there were dudes way more athletic than me. I ain't never getting cut, though. Like, I wasn't on that list. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I can't imagine. But that's what I'm saying. So, like, Michael Jordan was Keyonne in high school.
He was slightly better, like, you know.
Nah, you get what it's like.
Yeah,
but I think, so it's no knock on it. I just think that's just if this were who were the hardest working or the self-made athletes, Mike would be at the top of that list to me. Michael and Kobe.
Kobe, yeah.
Guys like
that's an interesting list there, yeah.
Yeah, we might do that next week, thanks to you, Dre. But yeah,
it's like Mike Golick.
Yeah, like dudes like Rex Chapman, like dudes just self-made after, like, I don't know. And kudos to you, Al, for not going the Pooh route and putting Kobe on your list.
Yeah,
so, I could have easily said that, but I figured.
I was thinking Magic Johnson, but I think that's kind of the same thing. Like he worked his way.
Yeah, like to those guys to me are like the perfect combination of athleticism and hard work.
Or Larry Bird is he probably topped Michael on that list.
Oh,
These dudes that just shot threes, in the freezing cold till they start going in.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a good question though. Like we'll have to do the self-made athletes next week. Like that'll probably be even harder.
Get us arguing. That's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. So next question from Howie from Toronto. See why he has an interest in this question. How does the Kawhi trade shift the balance of power in the East? Pooh, what do you think?
I actually like Toronto's chances. I mean, we definitely know Boston is loaded. We know the 76ers has a lot of young talent. But go back to Toronto being the number one seed, so you extract DeMar DeRozan. He's a phenomenal talent. Offensively, he plays modest defense, and then you insert a Kawhi Leonard. And if he's the Kawhi Leonard of old, he's a very, very good offensive player, but he's a phenomenal elite defensive player. And he can. You know what though? I was just about to say, and we know he can carry a team, but do we know he can carry a team? So you know what? I don't know if it changes the balance of power. I don't know if I don't know.
So you said we don't know if Kawhi can carry a team?
Do we? We seen him carry a team?
Good question, Pooh.
See, I was in mid sentence and I thought about it.
Well,
like they had their team structure. Yeah, carry.
Okay.
Like, do we think?
But he wouldn't have to carry to run. All right. I'm trying to. I'm just for clarification. Do you mean to me? There's a difference in carry a team and lead a team, and then there's also a difference in carry a team and carry a bad team. Like anybody can carry a team if you just say I'm carrying this team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we've seen. So do you mean carry a team or lead a team? I don't think he'd have to lead. I don't think he'd have to carry Toronto. They have enough around him where he could lead that team and not have to carry it. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. So you think because I'm looking at the structure of that San Antonio team. They had a very, very great pieces around him, and they had Pop. So does Toronto have enough?
They would have one seed without him. Like they would have one seed with I think we could argue that a healthy Kawhi is an upgrade over DeRozan.
I agree with that. I concur with that.
So I'm just saying, if a team's good enough with a worse player to get the number one seed in the East, I don't think you necessarily have to carry that team.
He's gonna. Well, man, I don't to get past the Boston, that loaded Boston team. he's gonna have to be, man, probably better than he ever was.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I'm just saying, like, I think it definitely like puts them in the mix over like
yeah, they're in the mix,
and definitely like I think they're on equal footing with Philly at least.
I mean, I think they're right there. I do. I think they're right there. Yeah. But I just had to go back and think: have I ever seen, Kawhi as go to lead a team? I know he's played very well, played defensively, offensively, made timely shots, timely plays. But what?
I think you kind of shortchanged it. Kawhi was second in MVP voting twice.
No, well, maybe I just don't remember that as he didn't play all of last year, so maybe I just don't remember it. I'm on that. What have you done for me lately? I just don't remember it, and I just can't recall it. So, so maybe Kawhi is Kawhi.
Look, Keyonne, do you think? Obviously, this doesn't put Toronto over Boston. All right. How do you think they match up with Philly? Now, you think it puts them ahead of Philly? Still, like, I ain't gonna say still chasing. They were the number one. Like, what do you think it puts them in regards to Philly?
I think they're better than Philly. Philly, to me, they're the one got something to prove. Mm-hmm. They kind of shit the bed last season. It's only been like a couple months. Yeah. So, but I'm agreeing with Pooh on this because I think there's a question mark because the Atlanta Hawks were all conversation back to the Hawks or Falcons. Yeah. The Hawks or the Falcons. The Hawks were a carbon copy of the Spurs, and what the Spurs did when they whooped Miami was they moved the ball around a lot. Mm-hmm. So it was like it didn't really matter who scored. Like you didn't know where the dagger was going to come from, and Kawhi kind of the way the offense worked, he kept getting it. Like he facilitated it. I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything. I'm just saying if you look at his numbers, he wasn't exactly. It wasn't like the Lakers' offense around Kobe or he's putting up all the points he kind of has to. It was like. It was like they took what the defense gave them, and Kawhi was that thing. So what I'm trying to say is that's a well coached offense. How would he look now if they focus on him, and if the Raptors, I don't know what this new coaching, what their offense is going to look like if they try to make it to where are they going to play ISO Kawhi? Like what I'm saying, what is this going to look like? And how is he going to respond to it, to not being in a free flowing offense where the ball just goes to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, moral of all that, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know what Toronto's going to do or how he's going to respond to it. Or does he even really want to be there? You know what I mean? It's just hard going to be in it. Is he just going to go with the flow? Who's saying he's going to come out with a killer instinct next year,
Yeah, fair enough. And, like, those are things we don't know. I'm just saying, like, I would assume that how we meant, like, all things equal. Like, Kawhi behaves like a professional, and if he's healthy, he plays like he wants to be there, and he's healthy, and I would assume that's how he meant when he asked the question, because everything else we don't know. I don't know.
What like coaching? So we're gonna act like it's gonna be like the great offense. Are we gonna assume all of that too?
Well, no, because like I say, I don't get caught up in like when I say Kawhi led the Spurs, it doesn't necessarily mean he's like the best scorer on the floor. Like there's other ways to lead. Like he's the best defender in the league.
Okay.
He led by example. Like there's a lot of other ways to lead other than to just pick out offense. He's not the best scorer in the league, but even with that, he was just off the top of my head. I would say with Kawhi, how many points did he average? Like his last couple healthy years in San Antonio, maybe
it was like 25. Okay. No, here's the thing.
23. I would say about 23.
Here's the thing. I didn't realize, and get the argument at work again. I didn't realize how good this fool was at San Antonio when he was at his best, especially against that finals. He had some games where I'm going to points. He had like 30-something point games, almost 40-point games. Yeah. So he can do it. His best was 25 points a game in 2016-17.
Yeah. to me, and that's what I'm saying. Like to me, like granted, it was a free flowing offense, and I get what you mean. They had a lot of ball movement, but you average 25 points a night. At some point, that ball's stopping with you, and you got to put it in the hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like Golden State has a lot of free flowing offense. But at some point, KD and Steph gonna get their points. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of what offense you running, your dogs are gonna be dogs at some point.
Yes, but there's a difference between. I think it's going to be coaching matters, man, in the NBA when you get down deep into the playoffs. Yeah. So I just don't know. That's what I'm sticking to my thing. I'm not like, oh hell yeah, this is going to work kind of thing. You know, I put a question mark by them and the Lakers. Same size question mark.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, Al.
Yes, sir.
It's Kawhi in Toronto. So again, do you agree that they still ain't in Boston's class, right?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right. So what do you see this puts them? I mean, do you take? Let me know if I'm leaving anybody out. So we got Boston, Philly, Indiana, Toronto. Who else in the East that can?
Ain't nobody else.
I would say, to me, as
I'm
I was
saying
ranking,
they can come out the East, not they can win a title.
No, you can name two teams and stop. You can say three. The name three you name it, you good.
What about Washington?
Fuck, man, come on, man. What are we doing here?
No, I'm just saying to come out the East. Like I ain't saying to win
No.
a title. Like, okay.
I mean, I don't think they have a shot to come out the East because Boston is at the top.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. Well, to challenge, to play Boston in the Eastern Finals.
Philly and Indiana, to me, they're okay. I have it Boston by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I have Philly and Toronto on that next level. Then I would put Indiana, and then I put Milwaukee and Washington. Like that's how I would like rank them.
Gotcha. So you think with Philly getting straight swept? You think that they are over Indiana, who gave Cleveland seven games?
Correct.
Okay.
And they got swept by who?
I think they got swept by Boston, didn't they?
Right. That was a really good Boston team.
Was it swept or did it go far? I don't know. Either way, it was.
I think. Yeah, it was. I think they got. Yeah, it was Boston.
It was Boston.
I think they got swept.
But then,
either way, you put them over Indiana.
A year over.
Yeah.
Yes, I put them over Indiana.
I think with another year experience, means a lot to them.
For me.
But I'm just thinking back about the Toronto question. I guess what he's in the East, and you insert, as they say, when healthy, the number 3, third best player in the NBA, maybe in the second best player into that team. You infuse him into that team, they should be able to make noise. No matter who's the forward.
But
right?
You took away DeMar DeRozan. And we don't know who Kawhi is going to be. And we don't know who the coach is. And what offense they're going to play. And we assume Boston is going to be better with Hayward and Kyrie playing. So I think they're still in the class by itself. So it hasn't changed that. But it keeps them right there in striking distance, right behind Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Boston.
I'm a big Kawhi fan.
Yeah, I think Boston is. They so good in the East. Like they so much better than everybody else. It's almost impossible to have a conversation about them talking about everybody else. So really, we're just really talking about who can challenge to lose to Boston in the Eastern Finals, right?
And you were right, Jay. They won a game against Boston, so it was 5 games.
Okay.
And I think the other thing Boston has shown is that as great they are potentially, they're also an injury or two away from coming back to the pack.
Boston?
Boston. Just coming back to the pack. I'm not saying
they're gonna
Suck.
fall out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think,
If Kyrie gets hurt,
yeah,
and one
I
of
think
their-
Toronto can beat them if Kyrie goes down.
Man.
Hey, if Kyrie goes down, I think Toronto can beat him with the Kawhi being Kawhi.
And Jason Tatum being better, Jason Tatum. Maybe you're right. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah,
I think Boston. Well, I don't know, man. Because basically you're saying the same Boston that we just saw who gave Cleveland
Right.
hell. Who Cleveland just walked through Toronto like a hot knife through butter thing, right? With
But
Kawhi.
they got rid of the
Okay.
coach and DeMar Rosen, which I think makes them a better team.
no, he's a stud. DeMar's a stud. DeMar's a
Kawhi's
stud, but
an
I don't
upgrade.
think I don't think he's Kawhi though. Not the Kawhi that we know. Not the Kawhi that we know.
I mean, DeMar is a nice player, but yeah, he ain't in that class.
No, he's not. He's not. No, he's not that.
I don't think it's a given that if the Boston we saw last year with the upgrade Tatum, like the second year Tatum who dunked on LeBron, screamed at him, that Boston in Toronto with Kawhi, it's just like Toronto just walks through them. I think that's going to be a hell of a series.
No. I'm not saying they walk through him, but I'm gonna give the team with the best player the edge, which is what we normally do.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, we give the team with the best player the edge.
And even with Kyrie, like in Boston, like I mean, we gotta be honest, like because there's a lot we said we don't know. If Jason Tatum takes that big of a step, how comfortable is Kyrie being a second fiddle again?
What is Gordon Hayward's status? Like, where is he? Like, is he
Oh,
he's back in November? Like, or is he back in February? Or
No, he's
he's
back.
playing now.
Yeah, he already
Okay,
playing.
okay.
It was a broken bone.
He was.
So, once that bone healed.
Yeah,
Okay.
He was clear for contact. What, like a month and a half ago or something like that?
They were debating on whether he'd make it back in some part of the playoffs.
That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah.
That's right. It seems like last year,
Yeah.
dude.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, as Tatum continues to improve, I don't know. I mean, we've seen like that was the whole point of Kyrie wanting to be out of Cleveland. He wanted to be out of LeBron's shadow. I don't know if he's going to go. And that was a guy who's a vet, who's a Cleveland icon. Like, I don't know if Kyrie's ready to be. Not saying it'll happen, but if it does happen, is he ready to play a second fiddle to a guy who's younger than him?
I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be Kyrie's team.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Kyrie, because he's a second-year player. This man got a ring. Like, this ain't the same situation unless he get hurt again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a lot we don't know, and history's shown us he's gonna get hurt again.
Okay.
Well, that's true. He's not going to play all 82.
Yeah. So at some point, like,
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Kyrie gets hurt in January. And he doesn't come back until April. And Tatum balls.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And now he's back in April. Yeah.
Do they just hand the ring, the keys back to Kyrie and be like, "Yo, this is your team again"? Because we've seen Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge. They ain't loyal to past like success.
Yeah.
Like, you could ask Isaiah Thomas that. Like, if it's time to if another dude makes us better, we're gonna roll with this dude. And not saying they send Kyrie out the door, but he giving
power.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. I mean, again, it's a lot of stuff we don't know. But history has shown us Kyrie's gonna get hurt, and he doesn't appreciate when he's not the lead of the team. And the way Tatum looked, the way Brown looked, with Hayward coming back, like, it's a lot of dudes who can push for that crown in Boston. They're that talented.
Hey, let me slide in a quick question. I just don't get why. Boston was just being such assholes with San Antonio. I mean, you don't give up a Brown for man. Come on, man. You got to give up Brown.
Maybe.
And not
you got to give up Brown for Kawhi, dude.
But if Kawhi, for one, you don't, because Kawhi, for one, they hadn't released his medicals to anybody, so they didn't know if he's healthy. He hadn't shown anybody he's healthy, and you don't know if you're gonna have him for more than a year. Like he wouldn't.
I take if I know well, I guess with standing knowing that he's healthy, I'll take that. I'll take that year. I'll take that year and losing Jaylen Brown to bring in Kawhi, and hopefully we can turn him and he stays and we go in and we can beat anyone with Kawhi. And I mean, I like Brown, but I mean, I don't think he's in the same class, and he could be a very, very good player, but I just, in a heartbeat, I make that deal if I know Kawhi's healthy. In a heartbeat,
but you don't. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't,
and
I give y'all that. Yeah, I give you that. Okay, I give you that.
He don't want to be there.
Yeah.
But see, I'm saying the same argument that I have with other people. Who I'm throw this at you. If you willing to do that, fuck Michael Jordan. If you're willing to do that, then you don't even have all those assets to begin with. Boston play this way. That's how they got so much assets, so much talent and draft picks, and you know what I'm saying? Because they stick to a plan. They don't start trading stuff for people. You know, so it's like they came in with a game plan and they stick to it the whole way. That's why they Boston with the beautiful salary cap. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 2 years it'll be different. I mean, they have good players, but they're not gonna be able to keep everyone. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Have to be them Oklahoma City, you know.
Yeah.
And you're right about that.
I'm right.
You're right about that.
Yeah. You know, I know Al's just waiting on next year when Kyrie's a Knick, and you gotta worry about nothing.
Him and Kyrie. But
We're in with Kyrie and Jimmy Butler in the backcourt.
He's gonna be free too.
Mm-hmm.
What does Schroeder do for OKC though?
Back up, Russ.
Dribble the ball off his foot.
Do what?
Back up Russell.
Nah.
Try to get some good film so he can go to another team next year.
Nah, you don't think they're gonna play Russ at the 2?
no.
Nah.
And start Schroeder?
No. Not with Roberson coming back. 1, 2. Russ ain't gonna play without the ball in his hand. He ain't gonna play off the ball. Like, I mean, regardless of whether you think it's a negative or a positive, that's what makes Russ. Is, you know,
got the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
98% of the time.
Yeah. And,
I think Oklahoma City got coaching issues. That's what I think.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Been saying that.
Okay. Oh yeah, we had this argument. I remember.
Yeah,
that was Jay.
This
Carmelo. I remember now.
I mean, we'll find out this year. It's no Melo. We'll find out if it was the coach's fault, and we'll find out if wherever Melo goes for $1.6 million and ruins another franchise, we'll see if we blame it on that coach. We'll see.
Well, this ain't about Melo. So now you think, okay, what do you think? You think, okay, I just think they're not using them right. And I ain't forget Melo. Melo's in the past. I'm talking about Oklahoma City now. Like I don't even know what to do. I don't even know. Because you just said Westbrook can't play without the ball. He won't, or I don't know if he won't. It's weird. You got a point guard, a real point guard coming in. You got Westbrook who need to. It's just strange. Paul George is not you just got a bunch of pieces that don't go together. I don't know what they're gonna do, man. I don't know how to make that work. So I gotta just be quiet and watch. I don't know how to make that work.
Nah. Luckily, I'm not an OKC fan. It really don't matter.
No, well, can I ask? Do you agree? Do you agree that it's a strange team, strangely put together team?
Yes, I think by default, whenever you have someone like Westbrook, you're gonna have a bunch of mismatched pieces. Because when your point guards, like it's kind of like Philly with Iverson, they had a bunch of mismatched pieces that didn't go together. It's just that they moved him to the 2 a lot off the ball, and So I don't know. But
Shooter is kind of a real point guard, like really.
yeah,
He dribbles. He does dumb. He makes bad turnovers. Like when you try to make him score, he does dumb things. But he's a real point guard though, and
Yeah,
Westbrook is not.
yeah, and Shooter's a piece. And like I don't think you want to insert if your aspirations of being a championship contender, which I think OKC is, with that payroll. I don't think you want to have your point guard be your piece and move your best player out of whether you think it's a negative or a positive. I don't think you move Russ out of what he does best for Schroeder.
Shit.
I mean, to me, what they miss most is shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
That knockdown shooting
Yeah, absolutely.
is the biggest void. I could see them playing on the court together, Schroeder and Westbrook, and giving him some time. Do 6-man coming off the bench. But yeah, I would put Roberson in before I would have.
As a starter, yeah. And it really didn't make sense to me because, I mean, if you're just looking for a steady back, like real true point guard, you already got Raymond Felton. I don't know why they traded for Schroeder.
So
it
you're
would be
saying
nice.
Man, he's way better than Felton though.
I ain't
They got
saying-
GM
but I'm not debating who's better. I'm just saying, like,
What are you saying?
I'm saying he's like, you already got Felton. Why do you bring like?
They only did that to acquire that first round pick though, right?
But then you still got a Schroeder. Like, you still got roster issues.
You still got that money. Yeah, they still got that money. But they took on the money in hopes of, to strike it big with that draft pick, if I'm not mistaken, right? I know it's protected for the next 3 years to 2021 or something like that.
Yeah.
You talking for the Hawks got
For the
this
Hawks.
2022.
2022.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but the Hawks got the pick, right?
yeah. The Hawks got the pick
Oh, the
that's
Hawks-
protected, and
The Hawks
Yeah.
got the pick.
yeah. And if I get it, but it'll be second round 2022.
Oh. They gave the Hawks the first pick to
Yeah.
take Melo. But I thought
Yeah.
their money was the same though. Their money was about the same.
Hell no, Shooter make $15 million a year. Melo was like 28 or something.
27, yeah, 27.6 or something. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
It don't
I
make
ain't-
sense.
Yeah. That's
No,
I
but
ain't-
they were
I ain't-
saying next year, Schroeder. They were saying next year. They said the deal would equal up to be about. It was only like a $3 million difference. Like like Schroeder's next 2 years and Melo's 1 year.
I don't know.
I'm typing right now.
Because Schroeder
I
has
saw-
2 years left, right?
Exactly. That
Yeah.
2 horrible years. Like
Yeah.
we didn't want this.
Yeah.
So it's going to even up to be about the same thing because they were saying OKC is not going to be in the tax this year. However, they're going to be in the tax next year when Schroeder deals blooms up.
Yeah. I don't know. But I ain't
That
saying,
doesn't make sense.
I ain't saying
that doesn't make
Schroeder-
sense,
like,
yeah.
Felton's better than Schroeder. I'm just saying they're gonna play the same role. You already got Felton. Why add to
Yeah.
the payroll? Like, I don't get it. But
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
at this point, if I'm an OKC fan, I'm rocking with Steven Adams. That's what I'm rocking with. At least I know what he's gonna give me every night.
Don't sleep on Steven.
Yeah, that's what I like Steven Adams. That's what I know what he's gonna give me every night. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I agree with you, kid. It's just a lot of pieces that don't fit.
Yeah. It's screwed up. So I think maybe I'm looking at the wrong. Maybe they got GM issues. Would you?
Yeah, I would agree. Which in turn become coaching issues.
Yeah.
Because, if you got a bunch of parts that don't go together, you're gonna look like a bad coach at some point. But which is weird because their GM historically they've always had like good drafts and sound decisions, like solid rosters. I don't know.
Street. I ain't gonna do. We've been on, but when you talk about West, didn't fit together. I think Durant fits wherever you put him, but Westbrook Harden don't. That didn't work. So it's like it's and I think maybe Westbrook is the common denominator. Seems like I don't know.
Like what?
Like he dominates the ball. It takes a lot of shots that don't go in. Like he's full shot like 39% from the field one year. It's just like he forces like this stats look good, but they're like they don't equal winning necessarily. You know what I mean?
It looks cute.
Hollow stats.
Yeah. What system though? Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just saying, which is why I thought it was a perfect comparison when you said he's the Michael Vick of NBA. A lot of it looks good, and what kind of system can you run with him to?
Yeah, what kind of system? That's what I'm thinking. With that roster, what system could you implement? Like,
so let's say this: let's play fantasy.
The old ISO Joe system.
Where do you hell no? Because he's not efficient. He doesn't. If he doesn't shoot like a high percentage from the where let's play fantasy. Where do you put Russell Westbrook? Where it's like now they're like a championship contender now. Like on what team? Forget about salary cap. I can't think of anywhere.
To just straight insert him or trade.
Yeah, straight insert him. No salary cap. Don't worry about it. I can't think of anywhere.
I don't think it's as much about system as I think Westbrook has to play with another great player like KD. It didn't matter where KD played. He was good enough to kind of not only get his own, but kind of mask a lot of Russ's inefficiencies.
Okay.
Right? I think it's a matter of there's maybe 3 players in the league that Westbrook could play with and compete with it for a championship, and that's KD, LeBron, and maybe 2 then.
I don't think him
what
and
about
LeBron.
What about
Steph?
Man. What about Steph?
What are you saying? Him and Steph together?
Yeah, because Steph can play a lot off the ball.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what about Steph? What do y'all think about Steph?
Because he can catch and shoot, I guess.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but if we just insert, that's why I was gonna go Golden State. But I was like,
okay,
you have to take somebody out of that.
Put me on Golden State. I think they can win another title.
That's what I'm saying. So, but I think it's as dominant as Westbrook can be. Like, I don't think Paul George is a good enough sidekick to kind of take up for when Russ goes haywire, because it's gonna happen at some point.
You answered my question, but if you take Golden State out, I don't think there's another place you could put him, and he's the miss. He would be the one that, you know what I mean? He's like a liability, in my opinion, wherever he goes. That's just me. I don't. I said this before. I take Rajon Rondo over him, but anyway, that's just me.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see. And there's no knock on either one of them, but like when I say he could play with LeBron, if you just look at them as separate players before they played together, I would have said LeBron couldn't play with Kyrie, considering how Kyrie plays. But shit worked.
Okay, okay. This is why I don't agree with that. Kyrie's an efficient scorer. You see what I'm saying? Like, that means a lot. Like, he shoots a high percentage.
Well,
when you got a guy that shoots,
but Kyrie was an efficient scorer with LeBron. You look at him before LeBron, he was not.
I can't. I don't know. I did not watch a damn Cleveland game. They were so bad. So I don't remember.
Yeah, and I ain't saying like they're the same player, and like Kyrie was bad, but he wasn't as efficient, and he didn't have to. And it's also a matter of mindset. Like, if Kyrie was kind of forced to. We've talked about this before. Is like it's a lot easier to. I ain't saying it's easy, but it's a lot easier to hit those big shots when the other 40 and 47 minutes of the game you really don't have to focus on a lot. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to Russ, like Russ has to take every big shot for OKC, and he has for the last 3 years. So there's just a lot on his shoulders, and I think he's kind of taking that inch and taking a mile, and tries to do too much. But at the end of the day, I agree with you. Okay. You ain't winning a championship with Russell Westbrook. You're just not. Not him. Not with him as your lead, as your best player.
Okay, I'll leave it. I'll start another argument because I said, does he have to? Because when Durant was there, I mean, it's like he was the same kind of. That's why Durant left. Like he was hell to play with it.
Yeah, I ain't saying he's easy to play with, but I'm saying results.
Okay.
Like they got to a finals.
Okay.
They were a champion. So, like, yeah, it definitely ain't easy to play with. I don't know. Speaking of shit that don't make sense in the NBA, Al, why in the hell did the Cleveland Cavaliers extend Kevin Love 4 years, $120 million? Are they building around Kevin Love now? Al, you there?
No, he went to sleep.
Al fell asleep. Should have known. We interjected about the Knicks and you say shit.
All right, let it go.
Yeah.
Guess there's Gerald's cue.
Yeah.
Gerald's cue.
Pooh, you think the Cavs are gonna start building around Love?
Man, see, I have a different outlook on Kevin Love. I think Kevin Love can still play. I think he can put up, very, very good numbers. I think he's still a high level player, and I don't see anything wrong with it. Cause what is he? What is he? 29? What's Kevin Love? 29, 30?
Yeah, he's an old 29 though.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, if you see the money that these other cats are getting, I don't think a lot of them better than Kevin Love. They're getting gaudy numbers. So I mean, I guess they feel like they can't lose everything. And I hear they want to extend Nance, but Nance is not the player Love is. They have to have people that definitely gonna, I guess, put butts in the arena, but can put the ball in the hoop. And Kevin Love, if I'm going over their roster right now, he's probably the best person on their team, the most consistent person to put the ball in the hoop.
So, to borrow a phrase from you and Gerald, you think Kevin Love can carry a team?
To the playoffs?
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you think Kevin Love can carry a team?
I mean, I think they can get the 8 seed.
You ain't answering my question. You think Kevin Love can carry a team?
He did it before.
I mean, where you carrying him? Where is he carrying him to? I mean, he's definitely older.
That's what I'm always asking you and Gerald. Y'all throw this phrase around.
Oh, okay.
Y'all always saying they can't carry it. So I'm asking you think Kevin Love can carry a team? Now, y'all don't ever say whether he can carry him to 21 and 42 record.
I think he can carry him. I think he can carry him to the 8th seed.
Okay.
He can carry him to the 8th seed.
So you just mentioned all these other cats are getting all this crazy money, which they just gave Kevin Love. That's what I'm saying. Does it make sense to give Kevin Love almost max money to lead you to the 8th seed when, if he's going to be your lead dog, as a third option, he couldn't last through a complete season without getting hurt and beat up. Kevin Love's an old 30-year-old. You really
he is.
So with that extra responsibility is going to come more wear and tear.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
going to last up and hold up being the leader of that team and carry them. Like, does it make sense?
Yeah.
That's what everything involved. Does that make sense to extend?
Okay, well, no, that doesn't make sense. However, I can see it. Dang, I guess he didn't want to start over from scratch, which probably would have been probably the best thing to do. But he didn't want to start over from scratch. He wanted to give the fans some type of belief, and they still believe in Kevin Love. So they brought Kevin Love back with the extra $120 million. So I mean that's what I see out of it. But looking at it as a GM and as Kevin Love being the older 30-year-old and bodies breaking down on him, no, it's impossible. You can't give him that money. You can't give him that money because the team's gonna regress in the long run. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're looking at him. He's playing 25 games a season, and you realizing it's a horrible contract because your team is still in the luxury tax, and you don't even have anyone on your squad. So it's
they will, because they're gonna be in the lottery for a few of them years. They get some good draft picks.
But next year, I think Kevin does well, man. I think he carries to the AC. If that if that's good for something.
Yeah, makes sense to extend Kevin Love at all.
It makes sense for them, I guess. Yeah, because I guess here's the thing: you got to look at the whole picture. They has 8 years. No, it was not 8. That's LeBron. So it's like, what? How many years straight they went to the finals? Like 4.
Mm-hmm.
They've had so much success. So what you going to tell your fan base now? You know, what I mean, you're trying to show that LeBron wasn't everything. I can do it too. I don't need LeBron. So you got to show them that we can go to the playoffs and we can compete, and so they're not ready to reset. Does it make sense? It makes sense for them. Would I have done it? No.
No,
I would just try to rebuild.
Exactly.
Well,
no, because like this is what always get franchises in trouble when the
ego.
obvious ego. Like when the dude in the front office or the coach, whoever is still there after the real reason leaves, right? And they try to prove that I can do it without this dude. It never works. Like we've seen this, and that's across sports. We've seen, Al Sleep. But we've seen Jerry Jones. Yeah, Reinsdorf. We've seen Jerry Jones try to prove Jimmy Johnson ain't have nothing to do with that success in the '90s for 2 decades now. They're still trying to prove
that didn't work.
Exactly. Reinsdorf. Yeah, you're right. Like it never works. Like I don't get, like, obviously LeBron was the reason. Everybody knows that. Like you don't lose the best player in the league and then say, well, we still gonna compete at a certain, no, LeBron's gone, let him be gone, and you start rebuilding. And I would rebuild around Colin Sexton if that's the case.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna defend Kevin Love. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He never gets in trouble.
Mm.
He's a great player,
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame talent. He's not been a problem. He's done everything you asked him to do. Like, it has to be a hell of a thing to go from being the man to being the third fiddle. So I think this is kind of like a reward for him, kind of like what they did with Chris Bosh in Miami. You know what I mean?
Again, that shit don't work.
Nah, it didn't work. But
I
understand
and that never
what
works either. Like when franchises get into the habit of paying people for what they've done in the past, it never works.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hines Ward, it never works. Brett Favre,
I ain't gonna lie though, and I know it's coming up later, but I would do this for Julio. I think I understand it. I think I think it looks good. You know what I mean? Like other teams, you see, we taking care of this guy. You know what I mean? Mm. And it ain't like he's a bum. Dude is
no. That's what,
yeah.
But where, this is what I'm saying. Like Kevin Love in Minnesota when he was legitimately get you 30 and 20 every night.
Yeah.
In a given night, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Love was probably considered at that point easily a top 8 player in the league. He ain't never lead that team to the playoffs. In his prime, as a healthy young guy, putting up monster numbers, he never sniffed the playoffs, right? Like, I just don't see how you expect Kevin Love to, and I like Kevin Love, but
I wouldn't did it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. Al.
Yes, sir.
So, Keyonne mentioned Julio Jones, and I'm gonna start with you just so I can make Keyonne sweat a little bit.
Julio.
So Julio Jones reportedly is not reporting to training camp Friday when the Falcons start up camp. Man wants new money. Currently making $17 million a year. Is it? What's he making right now? Yeah, $17 million a year. Still has 3 years left on his deal. Julio wants some new money, man. What? How far you think Julio's willing to go to prove his point?
I mean, based on some of the wacky behavior we've seen this offseason, I would be surprised if he takes it into the season. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. And I think at this point, I look at he sees this as his leverage, that if he doesn't use it when he's in his 20s, once you get into the 30s, it's real even less likely he's gonna get the money he's seeking. So I would anticipate that he's looking at this time as this is the point that I got to make my stand, and I just think it's a bad timing. I mean, he's for a wide receiver getting up there in age, even though he's most would say top 2, top 3 wide receiver in the league today. I think if you're the Falcons, you'd be a fool to give him any more money. And I just think you got him for 3 more years. He's 29. He has a history of getting injured. You have all the negotiating leverage on your side, and it just makes no sense to renegotiate. If I'm the Falcons general manager, I would just remind him he has a contract, and he don't get paid without it if he don't play.
All right. Pooh, whose side you on in this? The player or the team? Who you think the Falcons should cave and redo that deal?
Man, I'm all for the players. I'm all for going out and getting as much money as as possible. Stop. I mean, you went out and you asked for $1 million a game. They gave you $1 million a game. I guess now you feel like you outplayed that contract 2 years into the contract. Is it?
Yeah.
Was it a 5-year deal? I mean, dude, stop signing the 5-year deals. I mean, sign the 4-year deal. Sign the 4-year deal.
3.
The 3-year deal. Stop signing half a decade deal, for crying out loud. Because they're going to play you where you're playing at now, close to that level. But you're probably ascending, getting better and better, and they're not going to want to go back and pay you, restructure your contract unless you're the Gronk or the Brady, if you know where I'm coming from. So, I mean, I don't think they're gonna cave though. I mean, and I don't think Julio is gonna sit out on $1 million a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying for looking at it, $17 million. 16 games, so that's over. $1 million if you look at it that way. But I know they don't get paid by that.
Yeah.
So.
And if they really want to piss him off, they said the Falcons can fine him up to $40,000 a day.
Yeah.
If he misses in camp, which further decreases his leverage. So I don't know. Keyonne, what do you think about this whole situation? They got to pay that man his money.
It's funny, Al and Pooh kind of saying the same thing and different, and I agree and disagree with both of them. I think that the Falcons are wrong in this, and Julio's wrong. Julio's wrong. Pooh said you should have signed a sort of deal. This was dumb. You 2 years in, you did it to yourself. Now that's that. That's enough of that. Falcons are wrong. Yeah, Falcons are wrong because when these rumblings first began a couple months ago, they got to call him in the office and talk to him and get this worked out. And I don't know what their line is, but wherever it is, you either work it out with him or trade him, because this doesn't look good to the world, like you arguing with your wife in public or something. You know what I mean? Y'all got to either work this out or trade him. What they should have done was work it out behind closed doors, have him report to camp. I've seen this happen a few years ago. I forgot who it was, but have him report to camp and then give him the deal later, like maybe after week 2 or something like that. But y'all work it out to make it look like, so when Calvin Ridley becomes Julio Jones or when whoever else, because Matt Ryan didn't do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? He signed the deal. He plays up to like a year left, and then they work it out. So you can't set this precedent. So anyway, I think the Falcons have mishandled this because they need to call him in and work it out some kind of way. But it doesn't look good. But I don't know what you do at this point, other than play the hard line. I don't think that works either. I don't think that works playing the hard line because it's not good for the team. He's the best damn player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So what you shooting yourself in the foot? I don't get it, Falcon. You acting like the bum ass Steelers with your management at this point. I'm confused.
Yeah, maybe so. But all the players we want in camp will be there. I don't know.
Yeah, guys there that don't want to be. I don't like this stance. I think you work it out. This is not the Falcons' way. You're not. Roddy White, help me refresh my memory. Did he pull this in the past? Do you remember? I don't remember him doing this.
He played for the Falcons at some point. He had to be unhappy at some point.
But the sitting out shit, I don't remember Roddy White doing this.
I mean, Roddy White.
This is not the Falcon way. I mean, he was to us. This ain't the Falcon way. Is my point. Since Arthur Blank has been here, you're not seen this. Guys sitting out. You don't see this.
So you're saying the Falcon way is letting players bitch and moan 2 years into their 5-year contract, and you cave to them?
The Falcon way is everybody reporting to camp, and they work it out behind closed doors. You don't see the public bickering. I've not seen this since Arthur Blank bought the team. I've not seen this.
But that's what I'm asking. Like you don't think?
Do you argue with your wife in the middle of McDonald's?
I do actually. So shut the fuck up. So what I'm asking, if you don't mind me, can I ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just asking. This is the point of this show, is to ask questions to get answers. So
you gotta ask a question, brother.
That's what I'm asking. So just pretend we in McDonald's and we arguing, right? So you're saying it's not the Falcon way, right? But does none of that go on the player? Like you just said, like Roddy White never did this, like Tim Dwight never did this shit, like so because
not
they
Tim
chose
Dwight.
not to.
Now you being an ass. I'm talking about since Arthur Blank bought the team. Since he bought the team.
So that's not on Julio though. Like if none of those other players did it, like if Keith Brookins never did it, that's Keith Brookins' decision, right? I'm just saying, like,
it's like this.
That's a Julio thing, right? Arthur Blank ain't making Julio want more money.
How do you explain something to a dumb man? So check this out, right? So you got a situation. You got a superstar. I'm trying to think of like a Michael Jackson or like the Wilt Chamberlain thing that we just talked about, where you got him. He's kind of like half-assed, and you got the coach come over there, and you gotta like, hey man, the center was talking about you, man. You find out what motivates the Phil Jacksons with the getting Kobe to play right, and you gotta. Julio's a star. He's the best player on your team. You gotta talk to him and coddle him. This is kind of what I meant. When these rumblings first began, they should have stepped in and worked, rub this over so that it doesn't get to this point. Do I put this on Julio? I mean, I guess, but they got to treat him different. You know what I mean? You got to treat him better, and they haven't done that. They haven't handled the situation right.
I'm at the risk of being called names and shit, right? I disagree with you because, for one, I don't think you should have to motivate your best player. I think that's bad. Like that's bad for your organization. That's bad organizational structure if your best player needs motivation via, either be.
I just gave you 3 examples.
But that's what I'm saying. I still don't mean. I ain't saying it didn't happen. I just think it's bad.
Hey, Roddy did hold out.
And that's what I was about to say. Also, is Roddy White did hold out.
Okay,
and it didn't work out.
He held out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that is the
was
Falcon
Julio
way.
there? Like, okay. All right. So it happened once. Right. No. I'm really not. I can't remember. And maybe you saying it kind of revolve my memory or whatever. It's happened, but it's not happened a bunch of times. And since Arthur Blank's bought the team, you can't name 3 times this has happened. Roddy did it, and you can't name another 3 times this has happened. Yeah, Steelers just happen every freaking summer.
You'd be hard pressed to find 3. You'd be hard pressed to find 3 different players on any organization to hold out.
Just say the Steelers is happening every
Hey.
summer, but the
You know
Falcons,
what?
it's
You know
not,
what
it's not the way.
Hey, you know how somebody insecure, right? They keep bringing up other shit.
Hey.
They don't like. So, like, I'm really
Hey,
trying
wait.
to get to this
Am
point
I?
because you're making those. Yeah, you are actually, but this is like this. It doesn't make sense because what you're saying is this not the Falcon way, but it's the player who's choosing not to show. The Falcons gave him the contract that he wanted. He signed
That he
it.
wanted. That's what I said.
He signed it,
He
and
asked
now
for
you're
it.
saying this ain't the Falcons. They gave him the contract he wanted.
I'm
So
saying
now I'm
you
trying to
got-
explain shit to you because obviously you,
got-
don't understand what contracts mean, right? So when
I'm
somebody
saying-
agrees to a contract, right, and not even halfway through it, you decide that you know what, I ain't mean to sign that shit. You know what? Let's. I ain't showing up for work because I signed some shit that I don't agree with anymore. How is that on the team? They ain't got shit to do with the culture of the team or the that's the player who's deciding. Like, I want more money. I ain't showing up. What can the team do about that?
Okay.
Come and give me mani pedis and go out for brunch.
If-
Like, what do they want to do?
If Justin Hardy walks into the office and slams his hands on the desk and say, "I want more money,"
They gonna cut
you
him.
laugh at him and exactly. If Julio Jones does this, you treat that situation different. This is like Kobe Bryant telling the Lakers, "I want to be traded to the Bulls." You got to work this out. You got to figure this out. You got to handle this differently. And I'm saying I'm blaming them for not fixing this several months ago, some kind of way. Or
Because
I've
that's
even
not
said they're in the
apples to
same
apples, 'cause
conversation.
The NBA is a players' league. The NFL is not.
I'm saying it's a players' league when this is your best player.
No,
This
it's
is your
not.
best, not a league, not the league. I'm talking about teams. You're doing team by team
No,
basis.
it's not.
He's your best. Okay,
No.
Julio doesn't play. The Falcons don't go to the playoffs.
But
It's-
he's gonna
it's
play.
as simple as that.
He's wasting his time. Just like Al just said, he ain't gonna sit out this season. But that's defeating his own purpose.
I
It's
want him happy.
stupid.
I want him
Fuck happy.
happy.
What's
I want
the-
him happy.
What's
Yeah,
the
ahead.
Falcons way, Jay?
Take care of your
Give them
players.
what they wanted. They
Damn
gave
right.
them exactly what they wanted, right?
Take
Say
care
let
of
it-
your
Keyonne,
take
who just
care
told
of
you
your
the man
squad.
wanted $1 million a year. I mean, a game, and
Game.
they gave him $1 million a game. They gave him what he wanted. That's the Falcons' way.
Now he don't
is
want
to
that no
play-
more. He wants something else. So you
And now
come
the
in, you
Falcons-
talk to him.
What are you
Now,
gonna
look,
talk like?
Julio.
This is the
Now, look,
dumbest shit I've
Julio.
heard in my life.
This, so let me tell you. This is how I'm gonna talk to him. I'm saying, look, Julio, this is what we can do, man. How about we guarantee the rest of your contract, but you gotta come in, and we're gonna do this like week 3, week 4. You see what I'm saying? Week 3, week 4, that's when we do it. But you gotta come in now. You can't do this publicly. We love you. We want you to be here. We want to retire your number. You're the greatest thing ever. You know, not either do that or trade him like 3 months ago. I even said that too. But this whole this dysfunctional stuff, I don't like it. It doesn't work.
But
Now
the
you look
Falcons haven't
like these other
created
bum
the
ass
dysfunction though. The Falcons ain't created this. There wasn't no small print in his contract to say you ain't getting paid what we told you you were. They gave him exactly what he wanted.
Okay. So what do you call it when you ignore like your freaking star? You know what I'm saying?
Well, how are they ignoring him? He ain't showing up. What they gonna go?
So-
they gonna go see him hanging out with Quavo and catch him in the street?
And we talked about this about 2 months ago. I don't want to exaggerate and say 3.
And
I
at
feel like
that
it was 3
point-
months ago.
And 2 months ago, we said it's stupid. Julio need to take his ass to camp. That's what we all
What
said.
I'm trying to say is we
He
knew
still
there was a
trying to
problem.
suck
He
his
was
dick. Get him in camp.
he was upset. He was upset then. I just got a different philosophy. The Falcons have had a different philosophy. Now I just don't know what they're doing right now. I think
Because this has not, like, even like, because you said like they have a different philosophy because this is you sign like even when Roddy held out. He wasn't the highest paid receiver in the league, and then reneged on that deal when somebody else got paid. That's what Julio's doing. You were the highest paid receiver in the league when you signed your contract. of course, other people are getting signed, and they're gonna make more. That's the point in contracts is people use yours as the benchmark, and then the next guy makes more money. You just gotta like, you can't throw a fit every time another dude makes more money than you.
Let's ask. Cause I'm here reading this article. Pooh bring up like you doing a Russ Limbaugh, Tom Sean Hannity right now. you giving half facts. Yeah, you held out, and that's the only information you present.
That's all we said. You just said he never held out.
Exactly.
Wide receiver. Listen to the whole story. This is
you didn't even mention the whole story. Now we gotta listen to the whole story.
It's just a sentence. I'm not gonna talk for 7 paragraphs. Signed a contract extension Saturday night, ending his holdout that began July 31st. But I'm trying to say they made him happy. They took care. That's why I'm in the Falcons waited. They took care of their star. This is August 9th, 2009.
It's not July 31st yet, is it?
It's not. So that means they could still be working behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
But my point is, I don't feel like they should have gotten to this point. Because you got these haters all around, like these cats I'm talking to right now, who are throwing shade on the team when this shouldn't even be a conversation. We should be talking about the Falcons going to the Super Bowl, playing in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and all this. But it adds confusion, but it shouldn't be confusion. Handle this 3 months ago.
So basically saying the Falcons are a shitty organization who don't pay their players.
That's what it's looking like. Okay. I mean, it's haters start talking when
y'all gave that kid money. Y'all gave Freeman big money.
You just gave Matt Ryan $30 million.
Yeah, and you gave Matt Ryan big money. Y'all pay people. Then y'all give Beasley. Then y'all give Beasley money too.
Yeah, pay Julio.
I mean, y'all pay Julio. I'm not against Julio, but I'm like Jay. The Falcon way. 2 years into the deal, your player come back bitching in the morning, and then you cave to that player. Yeah. That's what you want the Falcons way to be.
No, make your guys make your star. Hey, but okay, I wouldn't have paid Freeman. Wouldn't have paid Freeman that money. I wouldn't have done it. Matt Ryan thing, I don't like that deal either. I like, but
so you don't want to pay dudes now.
No, not Freeman. Okay. Let me just say that you make your stars happy. I don't consider Freeman, I think, a running back position. I think that you can get another one to say down my dozen thing. Julio Jones is a generational player. You know what I mean? You got to take care of him. Even with the Matt Ryan thing, I guess I'm okay with that too, because he's that. He's the one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You take care of your stars. Don't have this. We shouldn't be having this conversation right now. Nobody. Everybody's talking about this. It's on ESPN, and it's like it shouldn't be going on right now. That's all I'm saying. They should have handled this behind closed doors months ago, but they let it get to this point. Who's ever right? Who's ever wrong? End the story.
It just don't make sense. I don't get it.
Yeah, it does. They should have handled it months ago. Is Julio 100% right? No, but neither are the Falcons.
What have they done wrong, though, is what I'm at.
Okay, they just signed a contract and expect their player to show up.
Nah, I just woke up. Look, man, it's like
even a man fresh out of bed could tell you that they ain't done shit wrong.
That is whack.
So Al, you think the Lakers should have traded Kobe to the Bears, to the Bulls when he wanted to go?
That's not the same situation.
Or were they right to go and talk to him and tell him, we love you, man, we want you to be here forever, and blah 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 blah. I'm being dead serious right now. This is
that's even sadder.
I think they handled it the appropriate way, but I don't think that's the same situation.
It's totally not the same.
How? He was on the contract. Okay, I don't want to try to switch subjects. You take care of your stars. That's my point. That's all I'm trying to say. Take care of this man. It's Julio Jones. This ain't Justin Hardy. This ain't freaking Muhammad.
I mean, you don't think offering to pay you $17 million for the next 3 years, each year, is not taking care of you?
Yeah.
Not if he say he want more later. I mean,
what kind of precedent are you setting at that point, though?
Or, Jay, what else did I say? Y'all only focus on half of what I'm saying. Trade him. 3 months.
Okay.
Pay him or trade him.
And again, what kind of precedent are you setting? because there's going to be another best player on the Falcons after Julio Jones, right? There's probably going to be another best player on the Falcons while Julio Jones is still there, right? So what kind of precedent are you setting for you saying the Falcons way? So at that point, the Falcons way becomes, hey man, Julio started this thing where if you don't agree with your contract, not even halfway through it, you can just bitch and moan and get paid more money or get traded out of here. Let's all do that shit. That then becomes the Falcons way, and I'm sure you ain't gonna be happy with that.
What I would do, how I would handle it, I think I've already said it. I'm going to say this for the last time. I would go to him and I would work out. You can work out some type of incentives, but you do it behind closed doors. Well, you said how?
Well, you can't do it behind closed doors
because
NFL contracts are public.
No, I mean you work out the details. It won't be like a big back and forth. They could have did this months ago behind closed doors. Nobody knows about it, and then you make the announcement. Like I said, after he reports, you could do it midway through the season. Then you give him a big, pretty extension and blah 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 or whatever. But you can work it out. I guess all I'm trying to say is work it out.
Julio, because he never gave them the opportunity. He started missing minicamp and missing like he didn't give them the opportunity to do it behind closed doors. He made it public by taking everything Falcons off his social media. He made it public by not showing up to camp. Yeah. He made that public. So you can't then go back and put that on the team for not working with him, and I'm using air quotes, behind closed doors when he took it public.
So Jay, you got a girlfriend and she automatically she just stops talking to you.
Fucking metaphors, man.
She stops talking to you. What do you want to do? You gonna just ignore fuck you? Or you won't never have no girlfriends if you do that. You got to call and say, hey man, what's going on? I see you pull all these pictures down. Are you okay? What's
do I really have to going on? Do I really have to poke holes in this shitty metaphor you giving me?
I mean, try. I don't understand. I ain't trying to pick a man. I'm just saying this is what. Go ahead. Go ahead.
First of all, I've never had a girlfriend I signed to a contract, right? So we never came to this agreement that she was going to give me something, I was going to give her something, and we agreed that for the next 5 years, this is what you have to give me, and I will pay you in return. I never had a girlfriend like that. Maybe where you from, they have those kind of girls. I don't know. But,
okay.
So that's one reason why you're totally off base. Secondly, why you're totally off base is I have one girlfriend, right?
Okay.
And if she leaves, that's my one girlfriend, right? There are like, I can't trade my girlfriend. I can't negotiate with my girlfriend. Like it's totally
damn sure can negotiate. Well, okay. All I'm trying to say is he's special.
So, but you do understand that that metaphor is totally way off base, right?
No, I don't. I'm just
because you don't want to. So what I'm saying is that Julio's done this to himself. The Falcons didn't call him and say, hey man, we need you to take all the shit Falcons related off of your Twitter and off of your Instagram because we got this feeling that you ain't gonna show up to camp. And we got this feeling that you want more money out of the deal we just signed with you 2 years ago when we made you the highest paid receiver in the league. We got this feeling that you might be feeling kind of salty with us right now. So you take this public. Like, what would the Falcons get out of that?
So, me, you, Pooh, Al sat here.
I asked you a question.
I'm answering the question in my own way. We sat here many shows ago and talked about this when it all happened, and all I'm trying to say is we knew he was unhappy. So you don't think this $1 billion conglomerate organization had any clue that this man was unhappy? The metaphor I made about the girlfriend was just saying he's acting. I mean, it's a bitch. I don't want to demean women. I'm not saying that, but it was a backing me into a corner right now. What I'm trying to say is he's sending you signals, so you got to coddle him in ways that he's your star. Sometimes you got to do that with stars. You should coddle him. They should have reached out and handled this months ago, and that's all I'm trying to say. You don't do this with every player. And
we also said the same thing. We did, not you, delusional Falcons fan. The other three of us on this phone call said at that time, Julio, just show up to work and get your money. Show up to work. This ain't how you handle it. And then you wouldn't be here. Did you not say that, Al, word for word?
Yep.
I said the same thing. You go to work. You under contract. You ain't being underpaid. You just want more money. So go to work and get the shit worked out. That's your situation. You can't blame the Falcons for a situation you putting yourself in. You the one didn't come to work. You the one separating yourself from the team. You the one taking it public. The Falcons have come out and said nothing derogatory about Julio. The Falcons even come out at one point and said if he comes in, we'll try to work something out. After it went on and on and on, now they're at a point where they're saying we ain't gonna do a deal. So why does Julio not get to take responsibility for his own actions?
There's a lot we don't know, and you filling in blanks that are blank. You filling in a lot.
No, I'm not filling. I'm telling you stuff that's been reported.
I don't know what Julio told them and what they told Julio, what's been said. All I know is he wants more money, and he's the best, probably top. Would you agree that he's probably top 4 wide receiver in the NFL? Right. Still to this day, even though some people say he's slipping or whatever. Would you agree he's top 4 in the NFL?
Top 3 easily.
Okay, easily. Thank you. So you got the top 3 wide receiver in the league, and you use the hell out of him. I think he should be happy. That's what I think.
But to what degree, right? So to use your knowledge, so if your girlfriend comes to you and says, you know what makes me happy? Going out with other dudes. That makes me happy.
This ain't the same thing.
Now it ain't the same thing though.
No, because you're talking about like a bigger. No, that's like saying he's saying he wants to be traded or something like that.
No, but I'm saying no. But you're saying
to me that's a like metaphor. It's like saying she wants a bigger ring or something.
Okay,
or she wants a new car.
Okay, so if your girlfriend comes to you and says, "Look, I know you just got me a new car 2 months ago."
2 years.
Okay, I know you just got me a new.
I'll say Bentley or something.
No, it is because he was the highest paid receiver in the league. So that ain't no accord.
Okay, keep going with your metaphors.
So no, because mine could be just as shitty as yours, right? So
all right.
You just got her a new Bentley 2 years ago, right? And you paying $5,000 a month on a new Bentley.
You got it.
Yeah, and you got it. And then she comes back to you and says, you know what? I don't like this Bentley right now. And no, she don't even say it. She just don't show up. She just stopped coming home. She just start acting the fool. She stopped coming home. She started hanging out with her girls all night. Still taking your Bentley though.
How bad is
still paying it?
Are we talking about Rihanna, right? Yeah. Who we talking about right now?
Whoever the baddest on your list, right?
Guess what? She getting another Bentley, bro.
No, I'll let you get your shitty metaphor out. Let me get mine out, right?
Go ahead.
Not only that, like you got it, but like without like if you continue to pay, like if you buy her a new car, you're gonna have to let go of some other shit, right? So you're gonna have to
old Bentley.
No, because Matt Ryan's not an old Bentley. Because now we're talking about a salary cap.
You add other shit too.
Now we're talking because that's part of it. Is what I'm saying.
No, Jay.
This ain't no fantasy world where you can just pay dudes anything they want and don't have to answer to the salary cap. That's the reality of the situation. Is what I'm telling you. Julio can bitch and moan and complain about the money he wants, but if the money don't fit under the cap, it ain't no luxury tax you got to pay in the NFL. It ain't all this others like. It's a hard cap, and if you can't fit it under there, it just ain't gonna work. Other dudes got to get paid.
Now, the four of us, you know more about the cap than anybody else. Can you not guarantee money that would actually lower his hit number against the cap? Can you not structure his contract where that don't even freaking matter? They got the money and they can work this out. Yeah, this is not even about the cap.
There's absolutely ways where you can move some of that money back as a signing bonus. And lower his salary moving forward, right? There's ways you can do that. Yeah, but what
you just gotta raise that work. You got the money. It's not about the money right now. It's just like a pissing contest between you and your girl. That's exactly what this is.
But at the end, it's not a pissing contest because you signed a contract. You ain't even halfway through the contract.
They could cut him tonight. I mean, you know these contracts ain't nothing in the NFL. He wants guaranteed money. If he got broke his foot or something this year,
are they gonna cut him tonight? Really? Are they gonna cut him tonight?
If he got hurt in training camp,
You talking about what ifs and maybes. I'm talking about what we know right now.
This is why he's holding out. He wants guaranteed money.
Did he come out and say that?
Portion of no.
Well,
we can pretty much assume this, Jay.
No, how do you know he won't guarantee money? How you don't know he don't want an extension? How you don't know he don't want more years? Shit, he signed a 5-year deal the first time. So you making up shit.
That's fair. That's a fair point. I'm not going to play the games you play. I'm going to admit
this whole conversation, I've been saying stuff that's been reported and stuff that I know. You talking out your feelings right now.
Okay.
And
what we know is that he's unhappy with his contract. Can we agree on that? He's unhappy with his contract. In
some form or fashion. We don't know because he ain't saying shit. He's just not showing up.
Okay. All I'm saying is make him happy with his contract or have some kind of conversation with them, and they're not doing that. So I'm putting blame. I put it's like 70-30 right now. 70 Falcons, 30 Julio. Now, if we go back in time, should he sign a 3-year deal? You're damn right he should have signed a 3-year deal. I just saw Todd Gurley sign a 4-year deal, which is like only 3 years of it guaranteed. I don't understand. I don't understand why these athletes do this, but it's like a 4-year extension. Moral of the story, they keep doing it. I don't understand it. But the Falcons at this point, you got your top 3 easy wide receiver in the whole league. Pay that man, make him happy.
Which they did, but all this just comes
2018.
Yeah, you're right. And in 2018, one thing I know for sure is you never run my NFL franchise. I know that much.
Yeah. I'll make the stars happy, baby. All your stars be happy going to the All-Pro team every year.
Yeah, you have 4 dudes on your roster.
Happy as hell.
Yeah, 4 dudes on the whole damn roster because they taking up all the money.
No.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I wouldn't have paid Freeman, but we can keep going circles and circles and circles. There's things I wouldn't have done to you, but I wouldn't have drafted Deion Jones either. But look, look how that turned out.
Well, we know. Well, anyway, besides Devontae Freeman, who the best 5 running backs in the league? Alvin, Glymph. Who your top 5 running backs right now?
Oh, so I'm going Bell, Gurley.
Unhappy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Zeke, Johnson in Arizona, and Fournette. That's my top.
Not bad. All right. Thomas Stevens, who your top 5 running backs in the NFL?
I'm not the only one that knows it all.
You done ran him off, man.
Eddie Kane Jr. He's gone. Keyonne Small, besides Devontae Freeman, who are the other top 5 running backs in the NFL?
He's not top 30. Todd Gurley. Let me see. In order, I'm gonna say Le'Veon Bell, who hates his team. Todd Gurley.
Who the fuck is Le'Veon
I'm
Bell?
say Bell for the Steelers. I can't say that shit. Le'Veon. That shit is weird fucking as names. Le'Veon.
About football,
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Kirkland at the Steelers.
I'm putting him in order. He's the best in the league. I'm gonna say Zeke pissed off this suspension shit. He gonna dress for 2,000 yards. Todd Gurley 3, and Fournette. I mean, we saying the same names. I'm gonna say Fournette, and fucking. Saquon Barkley's gonna be interesting, but Kareem Hunt maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kareem Hunt. All right. No love for Kamara.
Nah, man, I have to see that again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So Kareem Hunt, you don't have to see it again.
No, no. I think no, we got some tape on the guy. We'll see how this works out.
Okay. All right. Oh. Yeah. I mean, you pretty much gonna go through the same 5 names. I'm with Al. I will
Yeah.
put David Johnson ahead of Kareem Hunt. I think
I'm scared of the injury.
he had a broken wrist.
Yeah. And he's old too. I mean, football is I don't know. I take them names off quick like in football. I just don't know about David Johnson. He's had his run.
Oh, David Johnson going into his 4th year in the league. He's younger than Le'Veon.
Le'Veon got something to play for. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. It's my list, man.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I don't trust David Johnson.
Okay. I mean, you're just giving me bogus reasons. Like, yeah, like I can't question the fact like age is age.
Yeah, broken wrist. He
And Le'Veon ain't finished the season in 3 years.
Le'Veon got all these weapons around him. They're gonna just key in on David Johnson. You know what I mean? It's we'll see. You might be right. I don't know. I just don't agree.
Yeah, I mean that's better. Give me some real analysis. Let me tell me he old.
Yeah, he old. Can't move like he used to.
The man.
I'm just being a dick right now. I'm still thinking about Julio Jones. I'm still thinking about Julio Jones.
I'm gonna need you to start doing some research for the show. So do you even know the name of this podcast?
No, but I'm serious about David Johnson. It's a different when you got everybody that looking at you, it's gonna be different than when you looking at the Steelers. They got so many fucking weapons. It's easy to be the best. Easier to be a better running back.
Thank you. That's the answer I was looking for. Thank you.
And he's old. Let's go, man. Let's go now.
I told y'all for the next 90 days, Keyonne Smart is going to be totally incoherent because he's still mad about shit. So we just got to get used to it and weather the storm.
And in 10 days, when you become the highest paid receiver, you'll be apologizing. Make that pay that man. All right, I'm letting go.
You sure? You get it all out. Just get it all out.
Move on. Let's move
on. You ready? All right.
Ready.
So before we get to trivia, question of the week. Al, I'll start with you. How important is it that you /get along with your in-laws and vice versa?
I think on a scale of 10, 1 to 10, I would put it a 7. Something you want to, but at the end of the day, you ain't marrying your in-laws, so it's not I gotta have it, but it's definitely better when you do like your in-laws and your in-laws like you. Me personally, it took me a few years around my in-laws when I was dating my wife for them to appreciate me being the acquired taste that I am. Everybody don't get me from jump, so it took them a minute to see my positives. That would be, yes, that's what we're going with. I like that better than asshole. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing. But, at the end of the day, though, like I said, you ain't marrying the in-laws. You're marrying whoever you're marrying. So that's what you focus on, that relationship. And I hope it works out.
Yeah, it depends, man, what the levels are. Is she trying to get you deported, or is he just don't like you? You know what I mean? Like, which one is it? She's not like just don't speak to you at the get together, or is she planting drugs in your car trying to get you? You know what I'm saying? What are we? It's a levels to this. So it's cool, but it just depends on how much is a dislike is dislike. She's setting your wife up with other dudes, and you see what I'm saying? Like this, we can get crazy here. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same here.
Right. Me neither. Oh yeah, I definitely agree that that pecking order of me giving a damn if they like me or not is very few. Like it's really like a
Yeah.
handful. And the other thing I was going to say is when you're with the in-laws for a period of time, I've been around mine for 20 something years. That phrase like and dislike uh, varies from year to year,
Yeah,
week to
time to
week, month
time.
to month. Yeah. And I'm saying, like, and that's okay too. Like, you know what? I ain't really liking you now, dude, for whatever reason. You ain't really liking me now for whatever reason. And that's okay. You work through it.
Yeah, I got a long one, like 5 rounds, but since it's just two, no. Let's just do 5 rounds, and that's like 10. Was it? Five is 15. Uh, can't do 4 rounds then. 2, 10. Anyway, let's just go until there ain't no more questions.
Okay.
4 or 5 rounds. I can't do the math in my head, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 categories. United States, Run DMC, U.S. presidents, NFL Hall of Fame. Same format. I'm gonna change this up one day, but do the same format we've been doing: 10, 20, 30 points, and I got a daily double as one of the questions. I'll make the crazy sound. So anyway, let's go.
Hold on, run them again. You said
Okay.
Run DMC, U.S. president.
United States.
And by United
Run
States,
DMC.
you mean like geography, history, or
United States questions. It could be anything. United States.
Okay, if there's anything. All right, cool.
Yeah, United States. Run DMC. Anything about Run DMC or related. U.S. presidents, and NFL Hall of Fame. You go on Jeopardy, you don't be asking Alex Trebek these questions. You just
But
see the topics.
He
I
give
can
me
roll.
some clearly defined topics too. But okay,
United States, yeah.
United States.
So
You might as well just put like stuff. Okay.
The universe.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I might use the universe. Nah.
Shit.
Anyway.
All right.
I can tell you who went first. I'm just gonna so Jay won last week with 50 points. Hal's at -70. So yeah, I actually have all of them. All of them I've done. I just didn't realize I had them.
Okay.
Excel sheet. I can send them to y'all if y'all want. Anyway, Jay, you first.
NFL Hall of Famers for how many? We going 10, 20, 30 again?
You're gonna slide them in the head. Let me just change that to NFL because it's not Hall of Fame. It's just NFL.
Hold on.
My
apologies. So now it's just anything about the NFL?
Yes.
Good God, man. Okay.
Still up your alley. You're supposed to know about football, right? But anyway, you can pick again if you like, whichever you know.
Yeah. Let me go NFL for 30.
Okay. This player set the record for rookie QB rating, 102.4 all time.
Cam Newton.
It's incorrect. This will be RG3.
Okay.
So,
Man.
yeah.
I was going to guess Dak Prescott.
Negative 3-0. Now, yes. Okay. Al, you up?
Let me try Hollis Queens with Run DMC for 20.
This is your daily double.
Daily double.
So you wanna how much you wanna bet on this? You wanna do 40 points or 20?
I'll do 40.
40. Okay. Run DMC was the first rap group to have a gold album. What was the name of the album? And for the second half is what was the year?
Tougher Than Leather.
That's incorrect. It's Run
Raising Hell?
DMC. Run DMC was the name of the album. And
1983.
Incorrect. 84.
84.
Lost 40 points.
The single came out in 83. Album came out in 84.
I was 5. I wouldn't know, brother. But yeah. All right, Jay, you up?
All right. Thanks. I'm right back into that. Appreciate that. NFL for 20.
This player has more SI covers than any other player with 19.
Jesus Christ.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Joe Montana.
5. Incorrect. It's Tom Brady.
I was going to say Brady. All right.
Al, you up?
Let me try U.S. presidents for 20.
Okay. This president was supposed to be in Lincoln's theater box on the night of the assassination, but changed his plans at the last minute. He regretted not being there for the rest of his life because he believed he could have stopped it from happening.
Who else was alive?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Ulysses Grant.
Oh my goodness, you are correct. Nice, Al. All right. Jay, you up?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
United States for 20.
20. The U.S. is the third largest country in the world by land area. What are the first two?
So also in this like non-specific class of United States, you asked me a question that's not about the United States, huh?
Actually, yes, it's the United States, but it's the world. Okay, but either way, what are the first two by land area?
Countries, right?